Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of Bout Life. We got just one talking point I'd like to discuss today. Might develop into a few more talking points, but definitely one to start out with. And it's something that I feel like gets overlooked quite a bit. I think it's super important, and I think that when implemented into, specifically training, but I think it can be implemented into a lot of different facets of your life. I think it can be of great benefit. So, without further ado, again, talking about it in a fitness sense, kind of specifically for me, CrossFit, but in a couple different avenues of life it can be applied. It would be the development of barbell toughness. So, what the hell do I mean when I say barbell toughness? Well, here's my train of thought, right? So, I'm sure you've heard plenty of times that your body doesn't know what the weight is, your body doesn't know what the weight feels like. It's your mind basically communicating to your body what it feels. So, so 135 in your brain, or for a girl maybe 95, feels light, right? Well, the reasoning that it feels light is because you've made the decision in your brain that 135 is light, right? And then, you power clean, you power snatch, or whatever, you can do a million different things with it, and it's super light, right? And internally, we kind of dictate what the weight begins to feel like. And it is kind of fascinating. Obviously, there's a stretch, right? So you're not going to be able to tell yourself, oh, this barbell that weighs 400 pounds, today it only weighs, 200 pounds, and I'm gonna clean it, right? I'm sure if you're in the realm of cleaning 400 pounds, maybe that would work, but it's, not necessarily something that is going to give you superhuman strength. But I do think this. I do think that if you can develop barbell toughness, a barbell mentality, you could probably move a lot more weight, a lot more consistently than you think, or that maybe you're doing right now. So let me elaborate on that. So, for example, yesterday I was doing, and I'm going to look at this a couple different ways. Yesterday I was retesting 16.2, which is the bane of my existence. It is the 25 toe to bar, 50 double unders, and then X number of squat cleans in a 4-minute segment, right? So anyway, the barbell weight for the guys is 135, 185, 225, 275, 315. Now, get through 135, get through 185, get through 225, right? At 275, which is a weight that I should be able to hit for 9 times, right? I videoed myself, I'm watching it back, which is always like the worst, most painful, excruciating thing you can do is when you watch yourself work out, because you're like, boy, I suck. But maybe I just think that. But, it's crazy. You see kind of my body language shift. You see the way I'm carrying myself shift. And I know for myself, like internally, like my mind already started to, drag myself into, man, like 275 is going to be heavy. 275 is going to be heavy. And that sucks, because as much as you think it may or may not affect you, in my opinion, it does. You kind of almost allow yourself to be defeated by the bar mentally, right? The bar is not going to grow legs, stand up, and punch you in the face. You're going to be the one that grabs hold of it and tries to rip it off the floor. And again, I think that your brain obviously has a massive influence as to how that bar feels. So when you allow your posture to start to slouch, start to mosey around the gym, shy away from it, walk away from it, whatever, you're just giving that bar so much power. You're giving that bar literally like a stronghold of you. And, then you go to lift it, you go to pull it off the floor, and this weight that you could do for 9 times at in a great training session, now you're getting stapled by it, or you fail it, or whatever. So that happened to me yesterday, right? And once I timed out, I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to finish these 9. I'm not going to stress about the clock. I just want to finish it, right? So after like a few of the reps, I started to get that, my brain started to kind of shift back into, okay, like, this isn't that bad. I can do this. I got this. We're going to knock this out, right? And just in the format, you see me approach the bar more aggressively, have a bigger chest, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more swag, right, for lack of better terms. And I friggin' ripped the bar right off the floor, right? And this, I'm not, tooting my own horn. I'm not trying to act like I'm friggin' Hercules, because you guys already know I am. But, you see the bar come flying off the ground, and it's, nothing has changed, right? Minus the fact that I've basically done away with the time. My level of fatigue, right? The fatigue that has set in is still there. It's not like all of a sudden I took some red pill that gave me superhuman strength between the time that I finished doing it for time and just decided to transfer doing it for completion. The only thing that changed was my mindset. I literally just developed more barbell toughness in that moment in time where I said, okay, you know what, I can do this, right? And then my posture changed, my like I said, my swagger kind of increased, and I completed it. I didn't miss a single lift, right? And it's just, something like that is very interesting, right? So if we could again start to kind of train our minds, and I said last time about CrossFit gym members focusing on their progress and how far they've come versus where they are at that current state and time. It's kind of the same thing here. Like if you could develop barbell toughness, where you never let a barbell defeat you, nor do you give it more credit than it's due, right? So respect 270 in this circumstance, right? Respect 275, right? I'm not going to be a complete douchebag and try to, with shitty form and no focus, try to rip the thing off the floor because, oh, fuck it, it's only 275. Like, I know I got this. Granted, that's probably not the worst mindset because you are almost too cocky and you'll probably hit the lift. But, that's, you could potentially get injured and so on and so forth. But, respect the weight, know kind of, your parameters. Like if your 1 rep max is 300, right, and the bar is 275, proceed with slight caution, but also have that mentality of like, listen, I can do this weight. I have this. I have strength. I know that I have been working my technique and I've been working my strength, and I think I'm pretty positive and confident that I can hit this, right? So you develop that barbell toughness, and like I said, you approach the bar with those external factors. The chest is upright, the swagger's high. You almost too kind of like faking it till you make it, right? So everything about the lift is done as if success is inevitable, right? And even if that weight is 95% of your 1 rep max, you're tired, you're fatigued, whatever, right? That everything you do is done as if the weight is going to be successfully lifted. The approach, the pull, the follow through, all that stuff, right? Rather than approaching the bar with the mindset of I'm already missing this lift, right? My max is 300. This bar is 275. I'm tired. I'm in the middle of a workout, right? There's no way I'm going to hit that lift. Well, let me tell you something. There is no way you're going to hit that lift because mentally, emotionally, you've already let the bar like staple you on the chest and drop to the floor or whatever, not even get pulled off the ground. So the more we can develop barbell toughness, I think the better we will be. And the more, to that point, the more that we can carry ourselves as if, like I said, success is inevitable. I think that we would get stronger, faster. I think that we would do great things within the gym. But I said this way earlier when I started. I think this can be applied to a ton of walks of life, right? So if you're given an assignment at work and maybe it's, something that's a little bit brand new to you, or, slightly off the beaten path of what you normally do, right? If you approach that scenario with a negative mindset, with a negative state of mind of like, I've barely scraped the surface of this stuff they're assigning me to do. Like, there's no way I'm going to do this right, or there's no way I'm going to get this done on time, right? I mean, again, it's cliche, but the whole, what's the saying? Like, the guy who says he can and the guy who says he can't are normally right. It's the same thing. It applies. It's universal. So you go into it with the mentality, like I said, that success is inevitable, right? Granted, I haven't done this much work with this tight of a deadline, or I haven't done this type of accounting with these clients, whatever, right? Rather than thinking, there's no way I'm going to get it done, or whatever, right? It's just, you view it as, I'm going to get it done. I'm smart. I'm going to complete this task. Success is inevitable. I'm going to complete this, right? And just internally, you will be so much more poised for success because of that. Like, you haven't even approached the project yet. You haven't even started what you're going to do, but you've already set yourself up on that correct first step. And it's so simple. You literally, it's something that takes zero talent, zero skill. Just go into it with the mindset of, I will get this done, right? You haven't even started the project, but I will get this done. And just that alone is going to get you on the course of success, right? And yes, there will always be bumps in the road, right? There will always be, there are situations you can go in it with the greatest mindset in the world and you might still come up short. You might still fail, right? But that's fine. I'm sure even in those situations, you'll pull so many positives out of it that you wouldn't have if you approached it with such a defeated mindset, with such a mindset that, I'll never get this done, or, this is too much, or, I'm over my head, right? Scrap the bullshit, put it to the side, right, and strap on your hard helmet, and just get to work, whether it's, like I said, barbell toughness, which is just, the phrase I'm coining, or academic toughness, or, professional cubicle warrior toughness. It's all the same, right? It's all just approaching things with that mentality of, I will complete this, I will get this done, because I can, because I am intelligent, I am strong, I am smart. I think we'll do great. I think it's gonna behoove you to try to adopt that mindset in all facets of life. And it's tough, right? None of this stuff is easy. That's why giving up is such a popular route, because, let me rephrase that, giving up is easy, right? Successful things oftentimes are the hard route, are the hard option, and that's what makes them difficult to get after, but that's okay. So that was kind of my big thing, developing barbell toughness. I didn't really go into detail too much about your body kind of dictating what the weight feels like. I just want to touch on that real quick. Like, building confidence, the faster we can kind of build confidence with certain weight, right? It's when you're in a phase where you're building muscle, you're building strength, and you're kind of giving weight more credit, I guess, than it deserves, right? So it's funny how you see people transition past a number, right? And you hear it a million times, like a number that seemed heavy for them at one point seemed nearly impossible. Now they do that for doubles, triples, whatever, set to 10, who knows? It's crazy. And really the only thing that ultimately changed, I mean, obviously, muscle relative wise stuff changed there, but the thing that changed the most was their mindset, right? So if you could, bench press 225 for one at one time of your life, right? That seemed like the freaking weight of the world, right? You barely were able to get it done. And then all of a sudden, the more frequently you started visiting that 225, the more your mind just started to think, this isn't that heavy. This isn't, I'm giving this bar way too much credit. I can move this weight more. I can move this weight more. And then, it's crazy. You look 4, 5, 6 months down the road, they're doing that, like I said, for sets of 8, sets of 10, whatever. The biggest change was their mindset, where their mindset literally has allowed them now to move that weight for as many times as they decide, as they choose, right? It's just crazy. So, again, if we could also piggyback in on everything else we've covered today, if we could work on building that confidence of, okay, I've defeated this weight and I'm going to continue to defeat this weight. Like, this weight will never get to me again, right? And then you get past that mental barrier of, 200's always been a heavy squat snatch for me. And then all of a sudden you finally defeat that weight. If we can build the skill, if we can build the stronghold of our mind saying, okay, I've defeated this weight, I'm not going back, I'm not going to let this weight ever get to me again, you'll see that you'll just make strength gains in leaps and bounds. It will be insane. These are things I'm working on. I'm not a perfect example of it, but I think that if we can work on it, I think that if more athletes, especially from a starting point, right, if they start CrossFit or whatever fitness endeavor they're doing, and they can develop that, they'll just make progress at such a substantial rate. It would be amazing. So that's my 2 cents for the day. If you can start to apply that, or maybe you already are applying it, awesome job. And I think it can help out in many ways, more than just CrossFit, more than just fitness. I think it can help out in the work setting or whatever, in parenting or wherever you want to apply it. So I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great day. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, and we'll talk soon.